And joining the show now, he's been the town supervisor of Carmel and Mahopac for 14 years. Ken Schmitt joins the show. Hey, Ken.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, good morning, everyone. How are you?
We're excited to have you on. We're good, because this was like weeks now. We're very annoying. We understand, but we appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm honored to be on the show. Thanks for having me.
So this, you're welcome. This exciting piece of information came up. I read the oddest article in tapinto.net about Mahopac, and it tied the legalization of marijuana in the state of New York to these permits that have been applied for by Yum Brands, which is the parent company of Taco Bell. Apparently, they've filed 3 site plan applications in the Carmel Mahopac area. What do you know about this situation?
Well, Lou, I actually checked with my building inspector yesterday regarding this issue of whether Taco Bell submitted permits to construct new or open new restaurants in the Carmel Mahopac area, and he's told me that there's no permit applications have been filed in his office at this time.
Really?
Right.
Okay.
There aren't any that he's aware of, and he's not sure if there's any pending or, submission, but he's not aware of any.
Okay, look at that. Well,
You sure he's telling you the truth?
Well, I would hope so, yeah.
I figured.
no, I didn't. Sometimes I'm known for making these things up and tying them together.
you
This is
are.
from tapinto.net. That's what they
Okay.
say. So we'll see what happens. While we, Taco Bell, do you guys have one? I haven't been over there in a minute.
We do. We have one that opened about 2.5 months ago in the Hamlet of Carmel.
Okay. And are you a breakfast crunch wrap combo guy or a quesalupa combo, a breakfast or lunch guy?
I'm a dinner guy, a Taco Tuesday dinner guy.
Okay, so no cravings box for you.
Am I
No.
missing out on this? I've never been to a Taco Bell. Am I missing out?
You're missing out. Absolutely. You're missing out. Big time.
Huh.
What is the legalization of marijuana, recreational marijuana in the state of New York? What has it done for an office like yours? What kind of questions are you getting? And are there, ancillary business ideas? People coming to you going saying they want to open, a head shop, or does somebody want to open a dispensary near you? What has it done for you locally?
Well, truthfully, we haven't been approached or contacted by anyone that would be interested in opening some type of dispensary in the town of Carmel or Mahopac. So that conversation hasn't happened with anyone that is expressing an interest in that. I have had calls from residents and business owners concerned about the legislation or legalization of marijuana for recreational use. And the folks that I've heard from are very much opposed to it. And, it's up to the individual towns, Ethan and Lou. We have to decide by the end of this year whether we want to opt out of allowing the dispensaries and alike in the town of Carmel and Mahopac area. But we can opt out. But I will tell you that we're still assessing our options, and we haven't made a decision on that yet.
Well, let me just tell you this.
Ken Schmitt joining the show, by
Yes.
the way, town supervisor, Mahopac Carmel. Go ahead, Ethan.
I live in the New Fairfield. We're like 5 minutes away from the border, and I got a lot of people asking me, says, when's Carmel going to get on the ball here and get these dispensaries going? And, it's only like a 15-minute ride. I mean, of course, not me, but, many people that I know in New Fairfield. So it's looking like right now that there might not be any kind of a dispensary in your area.
That the jury's still out on that.
Yeah.
We, as I said, we haven't decided. We're considering and assessing all of our, options, and we're going to be looking for feedback from the community as well. So, before we make a decision, either way on this, we would like to hear from the public, with respect to their thoughts on it. But I have, as I stated earlier, I did receive a lot of calls from folks
I bet.
that are in opposition to it, and they would prefer that we didn't have a dispensary in Carmel.
So that's who makes that final determination? Does the buck stop with you, or is it the town board, or a combination?
It's the town board. As myself as a member of, it's a 5-member board, so the 5-member board would make the final determination with respect to whether we're going to opt out or not.
Like the 5 families,
Yeah.
Take it easy, Lou.
Now, so basically the decision you have to weigh here is, right, because or you suspect it would bring in tons of money, right, on the one hand. And then on the other hand, you got all these people calling, probably older folks, saying, hey, I don't want these filthy hippies stinking up our town.
I don't think
this is what you have to really weigh here, right?
Yeah. Well, on the grand scheme of things, guys, it's probably not the amount of revenue that people would envision that this is going to bring in. The town's share of the sales would be 3%. The county gets 1%, and the state gets 9%. So it's taxed at 13%. So the town's share would be 3% of that. It's not a big revenue windfall. It really wouldn't be. So we'd have to outweigh the benefits of what the revenues might be as to the negative side of it in the community. So my concern is we've been telling children, school-age children, and our own children for years and years that drugs, stay away from drugs. They're not good for you. It's going to cause all kinds of health-related issues, and concerns for you. And now the state is saying, yeah, okay, you can use it recreationally, but hey guys, we all know that there's still going to be a market for people to go to that's not a legal dispensary market, if you will. There's still going to be drug dealers out there that are going to be selling their product and untaxed. So that's probably not going to end just because the state has legalized use of recreational marijuana. You're still going to have folks buying it from those who choose to sell it.
Well, let me play devil's advocate for a second, because I'm no math major, but 3% of a lot is still a lot, even though it's a little. Are we following me?
Wow,
right now?
that's very.
And then let's just say, for argument's sake, you all decide we don't want this in our town, and say Brewster opens a dispensary. And now the people who are going to want it and who are going to get it are going to get it. So they're going to say they drive over to Brewster, they get a little bit of the wacky weed, and they come home. Why not have one in your town?
Well, that's when you have what's called a checkerboard. You have a checkerboard of municipalities, and you're right. If the village of Brewster or the town of Southeast or the town of Kent or Somers, decides not to opt out, and you have the dispensaries, right, you're going to have people crossing over, town and county jurisdictional lines to go to where they need to go to where they can legally purchase it. The other side of the issue is, I'm just going to talk a little bit about law enforcement. I'm going to put my retired police officer hat on for a minute. It's very difficult for police officers out in the field to determine the level of intoxication or the level, if you will, of someone being, that has smoked marijuana, for them to determine what threshold they're at as far as testing goes. Because right now, there is no chemical test that I'm aware of for the presence of marijuana. So police officers in the field are going to have to rely on their observations as opposed to a chemical test that they have for, let's say, for alcoholic beverages. They have the Alka-Sensor, which is a chemical test that they could do to determine the level of intoxication on an individual. With marijuana, there are no tests currently that police officers can use. So each officer is going to have to be trained in becoming a drug recognition expert. And, that's going to take a lot. And, it's a lot of training, and it's going to be very costly to the municipalities.
Ken Schmitt joining the show, Supervisor, Mahopac and Carmel. You mentioned the other town supervisors that border Mahopac and Carmel. Have you been in communication with them? Are you all going to try and be in lockstep and get on the same page so you don't encounter some of these problems?
Yeah, well, I've spoken with my colleagues from other towns, and they're at this point they haven't made a decision on it either, Lou, because they're still examining all the different options that perhaps may be available. And the law is 100 pages. 100 pages of legislation, and to be honest with you, I haven't read through the entire document at this point. But we plan on doing that before we make a decision. We want to make an educated decision now.
Sure.
On this, as opposed to just saying, well, we're not going to do it. We're going to learn a lot more about the law and the legislation the way it reads before we make the final decision.
Andrew Cuomo's done a real good job of screwing you all you municipalities, left, right, and center. Does he send you a gift basket afterwards?
I think the verb screw is a little bit harsh.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are cheering in their car right now, is what I think.
Yeah.
Okay, this was good information. We appreciate it. Before we let you go, I know we've done this before, but we're going to ask you again. Pronounce correctly Mahopac or Mahopac or Carmel and Carmel. How is it supposed to go?
That's a good question, and I think I answered it one other time. It depends on your age group that you're in Carmel. The folks that have been here for many years, such as myself, we believe the proper pronunciation is Mahopac. But those folks that have, moved here over the last, let's say, 2-3 decades, the younger population, they tend to, pronounce it Mahopac. So it's accepted both ways, but it just depends on, your age and how long you've been in the community, how you're going to pronounce it. But, it's been a long time topic of conversation about that, and it was actually the Wappinger Indians of the Algonquin tribe, who's early settlers in the town of Carmel and Mahopac. There's a long-standing joke about that they were on the shoreline of Lake Mahopac, the Indians were, and one of them's backpack or pack that he was carrying wound up falling into the lake, and it started drifting away, and then he exclaimed, "There goes Mahopac."
Really?
There goes Mahopac. So from that point forward, it was Mahopac.
Hey, after 14 years as a town supervisor, you decided to run again. What went into that decision? Because, right now it's a difficult time to be leadership at any level, especially with COVID. What brought you back and makes you want to, again, June, right? Is the primary?
June 22nd is the Republican primary, yes. Yeah, June 22nd. And the reason I decided to run for re-election was because my entire life I've had a passion for helping people. I started out at the age of 16 joining the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department, and I'm a life member there. So I knew early on that I wanted to help people. I ran for the school board in Mahopac, and I served 9 years, 3 terms there. And then I became a Carmel police officer and in 1982, and I served as a police officer for 26 years here. So I decided that, what better way to help people in the community than being the town supervisor? Isn't that great that you're in a position where you can really, truly, truly change people's lives and help them every single day? And that's why I decided to initially run. And that was my decision to run for my 8th term, is because I want to continue to helping the great people that live in Carmel and Mahopac and, and make a difference in the community. So it's my passion that drives me, and I enjoy doing what I do day in and day out. And, I enjoy meeting new people and, putting smiles on people's faces. So I'm in a position to do that, and I like to continue to serve the residents of the town of Carmel.
Ken Schmitt, thank you so much. We know a lot of headaches come with appearing on this show, so we do appreciate your time.
No, did you want to talk about some notable people that live in Carmel and Mahopac?
Oh, I forgot I asked you that. Yeah, give me one.
Okay, one was Joe Torre, the manager of the New York Yankees.
That's right.
Yep. You want another one?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Henry Winkler, Fonz.
Oh, the Fonz. That's pretty good. We got to. Ethan and I are gonna have to do a list and stack that against the other surrounding towns and see who's got that. We'll do a contest.
Sure,
there you go.
Sure.
Hey, Captain Lou Albano.
Captain Lou Albano.
All right.
I got a Lou Albano story. There you go. Ken Schmitt, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ken.
Okay, guys. Have a great day.
You too.
Take
Bye.
care.